face up here, can't even see anyone. I asked to talk a little bit about our Neighborhood Strong project, which is a project to strengthen the southwest quadrant of Atlanta. And I can say that, I would like to start by saying that one of the things that we started talking about this 2.5 weeks ago, August 30th in fact, so about 17, 18 days ago. And over the last 2.5 weeks, I have gotten a lot of feedback, most of it incredibly helpful. And if the presentation, many of you have heard this presentation quite a few times already by now, so if it sounds any different, it's just because I've gotten so much feedback and I'm incorporating that into the presentation as I share with you all. I'll start by saying that I came into this role in in May of 2019. And when I started in this role, May of 2019, my job was to coordinate, to coordinate support to the NPUs by producing agendas, meeting agendas, distributing meeting notices electronically, and administering our community impact grant program. That was my job. And most of you know that that is not my job today. We have pretty much immediately, I started doing a little bit of a road show, attending every NPU meeting, asking for one-on-ones with the NPU chairs, meeting with anyone who asked for a meeting. In many cases, there were executive board members or just lay members of NPUs who wanted to talk to me a little bit, get my vision, share their perspective and their experience with their NPU and with the NPU system, etc. And in doing that, I almost immediately noticed a ton of opportunities to enhance the NPU system. One of those opportunities was around education and training, and so one of the first things that we did was create NPU University because it troubled me and work with me here. I asked for some grace as I try to practice my diplomacy skills. Those of you that know me know that that's not one of my strengths, but I'm working on it and I'm going to be very diplomatic today. But yeah, we immediately started working to create NPU University because it troubled me deeply to travel around these 25 NPUs and see such a stark difference in how NPUs managed applications, managed discussions, managed negotiations with developers, with city departments, with other elected officials in general. It troubled me deeply. And I didn't like it. I wasn't comfortable with it at all. And I don't have a whole lot of power, but I thought about what I could do. I'm a visionary, and I am always dreaming up ways to make things better and always thinking about ways to have an impact. So I pretty immediately started putting those thoughts to paper and figuring out how we could educate and train and equip folks in various NPUs around the city to be able to participate in the system in the same way that other folks participate in other parts of the city. That's really what this project is about. Since then, we've launched other programs like our Participate program, because it also bothered me a lot that so few people would be in the room contributing to all of the recommendations that come from an NPU, and seeing the inequity in that really disturbed me, actually. And so we started working on a program that we now call Participate ATL to spread to spread awareness of the NPU system, to do outreach, to do some engagement, to get more people in the room. I would get phone calls, I still do to this day, get phone calls from folks and emails wanting to know how this Kroger ended up on the corner when we already have 3 grocery stores. We don't need another Kroger. We don't need another this or that. Or why is this high rise going up on this intersection? Who decided that? And every time I have these conversations, it gets me a little bit frustrated, probably in a healthy way, but still frustrated to know that so many people still don't know about this system. If I had a magic wand and an unlimited budget, everybody in Atlanta would know about the NPU system. But we do work with the tools that we're given. We have an amazing team that we've put together in the last couple of years, and our team they are all, y'all know I'm very proud to say this, every single member of my team is a member of their NPU, actively involved. These are Atlantans, including some native Atlantans, but these are Atlantans that participate in their own neighborhood associations and in their NPU, and they care. We care. We're really passionate about this work. We're passionate about this system. We're passionate about these people. And that's where this program was birthed. This project was created because I saw a need. Like I said, I'm a visionary, and I had a vision. Along with everyone else, I read the news. I am here in the city, at City Hall, so I participate in conversations. I hear conversations. I see things that are happening. I watch all of the committee meetings and the council meetings. 98% of them. Sometimes my schedule doesn't allow and I can't catch up if I miss one, but typically I'm watching them and I'm staying abreast of what's happening in the city and recognizing that the NPUs in the Southwest are moving slowly from having, many of them, 0 applications each month, meaning rezonings, variances, alcohol licenses, special events, etc. From 0 to maybe 1 to maybe 2 to now having 5, 6, 7, 8 applications each month. Incidentally, Ms. Glover said to me, I think it was yesterday or the day before, that she had a packed agenda, and I kind of chuckled. I was like, packed agenda? She's probably got like 3 items on the agenda, and I pulled it up, and indeed, it's a packed agenda. I was not expecting that, Ms. Glover, but the NPUs in the Southwest do not typically have that kind of activity, so watching that occur is telling. Many of you know where I live. We're televised, so I won't give out my address, but many of you know where I live, and we're experiencing something very similar on my side of town. And also a little bit troubled by the participation or lack thereof, by I'll just say everybody doesn't have access to the same tools. That's really the bottom line. Everybody isn't positioned in the same way to achieve success and to be effective in the work that they're doing. And this plan is about that. It's about positioning folks to be able to pull from resources that are scattered about and to unite them along one particular growth corridor, that's Campbellton Road, so that what we've done with this plan is that now, I left my notes over there, I believe it's 40,000, or maybe, I think it's close to 40,000 residents of the Southwest will now have the ability to make recommendations on what happens on Campbellton Road. Whereas currently, as of today, you have about 19 that can make recommendations on one part of Campbellton, about 17,000 that can make recommendations on another part of Campbellton, and about 9 or almost 10,000 that can make recommendations on another part of Campbellton. It is a bit separated, and this plan unites all of those voices to really raise their volume. As you may know, the boundaries have not been adjusted to accommodate for population shifts, shared spaces, growth corridors, or anything like that. We have some really, we have population disparity, and while that is not the focus of this project, it is not the focus of this project, it is certainly a consideration, and it does help to be able to redistribute the population in the Southwest so that instead of really small NPUs like Q, for example, that have 1,700 residents, and X, which has fewer than 10,000 residents, instead of having those small pockets of people, you're amplifying their voices by joining them with other folks that are also along the corridor and share some of the same concerns and experiences. So we see this as an opportunity to strengthen comprehensive planning efforts for Campbellton Road and also around Cascade as well, in the commercial districts and residential neighborhoods in Southwest Atlanta. This certainly increases input, as I pointed out, along the Campbellton corridor. But we've also put together a plan to customize and improve engagement, training, education, and support for Southwest residents, and to implement their plans and studies. One of the things that we would like to do as a part of this plan is work with the residents of Southwest to determine what exactly they believe their training needs are, their educational needs are, and then curate an educational program as a part of NPU University for sure, but not the same classes that we currently have. This is those classes, but specifically curated for residents of the Southwest to address the specific needs of the Southwest, whether there might be deficiencies or just opportunities to learn how to do this or learn more about that subject or that area. We want to provide a training program that gives the residents of the Southwest all the education that they need. We also want to customize and improve our engagement in the Southwest. All over the city, there are opportunities to, and all of you know that, there are opportunities to improve and increase participation in the NPU system. We have one staff person that is dedicated to that work, just one person whose job it is to somehow miraculously get more people to participate in the NPU system. It's a heavy, heavy lift, but we're looking to really make an investment, in awareness and engagement, starting with the Southwest. Also, coming from the Southwest, we have some long-time interest in doing some comprehensive planning, small area planning for different NPUs in the Southwest and neighborhoods in the Southwest. It is our goal, it is certainly the mayor's interest, and it is the Department of City Planning's interest, and other city partners have an interest in seeing all of the NPUs having a master plan, some sort of area plan from which they can work, something that documents their vision for the place that they live and helps them implement those plans. So this project is about providing planning for all of the Southwest and not just some NPUs. Right now they are not all covered by a small area or a master plan. Lastly, it's about empowering neighborhood organizations. Many of you know, and it came up in the Committee on APAC meeting this morning and in other conversations that I've had, many of you know some of the historic conflicts and issues that have occurred in some of the NPUs, one specifically in the Southwest. It should be noted that those NPUs, and really most of the NPUs in the city of Atlanta, have very, very strong, solid neighborhood organizations. These are solid neighborhoods with good people who really care about their neighborhoods and about their communities. And for whatever reason, for one reason, 2 reasons, or 17 reasons, they are not able to work together very effectively. This plan positions all of these neighborhood organizations to align them with strong NPUs. What I've been saying in the last few days is that instead of having 4 NPUs in the Southwest, 2 of which are really, really strong, solid NPUs, and 2 of which have some opportunity to have weaknesses and opportunities to strengthen, this plan positions us to have 3 very, very strong, solid NPUs all along the Campbellton Road corridor. 3 strong, solid NPUs. Because keep in mind that an NPU is a grouping of neighborhood associations, of neighborhoods, a grouping of neighborhoods. And the people in these neighborhoods are really, really strong folks that are knowledgeable and experienced, and by putting them all together, all along Campbellton Road corridor, we're amplifying their voice and strengthening their power, or positioning them, I should say, to be strengthened. I heard Mr. Toomer tell me the other day not to talk about empowering the people because it is a much heavier lift than what I would like to imply, but our plan definitely positions us to help empower the people. So you should have a fact sheet that I believe Samantha passed out. I appreciate everyone's grace and patience with us getting that out. We had a number of, like everyone else in the country and certainly in the area, we are still in a pandemic and we still have staffing issues. We still have folks that are out ill and departments that are short-staffed and teams and offices that are short-staffed. This project includes a lot of hands from a lot of different offices and a lot of different people, some of which are short on folks these days, so everything is taking a little bit longer. I apologize for not getting that out to you sooner, but I appreciate your grace. It does list out the neighborhoods that would be impacted and where they're going. We also talk a little bit about the timeline. I will point out that we are really far behind. I dreamed this up some time ago, and my plan was to get started on this many months ago, and obviously, what is it, man plans, God last, or something like that. I forget how it goes, but yeah, I had a plan, and the plan didn't work out the way I hoped it would, so we're certainly several months behind, but we're getting it done, we're getting out there. I'll answer in advance because there have been a couple of questions about the timeline and about the flexibility of the plan. So I'll answer those two things now, and I also want to kind of clear up some of the misinformation that has been circulating, taking full responsibility for that, because I do know that when you put clear information out, it is hard to begin to circulate misinformation, and so if there is misinformation circulating, it's probably because the clear information wasn't out first. So full responsibility for that. But there is and always has been anybody in this room who had the conversation with me on August 30th when we first started talking about this can tell you that from day one there was a public engagement plan. That was always a part of it. There was never a moment where we thought, and those of you that know me don't even need to hear that because you already know that I would never roll anything out at all without engaging with the people that are going to be impacted by it. So we definitely have a public engagement plan, a pretty robust communications plan as well. It is my goal, my personal goal, and certainly my goal for this project, that every single resident who lives in one of these NPUs will be aware of what is happening and will know that there are meetings that they can attend, that there are opportunities for them to give feedback, for them to ask questions, for them to make recommendations. It's my goal, it's certainly my endeavor that every single person that lives in the Southwest will see a lawn sign, will get an email or a text message or see a banner hanging, or see something on social media, whether they're following us or not. Regardless, it's our endeavor that everyone who lives on the Southwest will know that this is taking place. We do plan to reach out as far and as wide as we possibly can in the Southwest. We also are launching on this coming Monday our website, our landing page on our website that will give up-to-date information on the project as things change, because things have changed just in the last 2 weeks. So as they continue to change, we'll be putting those updates on the project website or the landing page so that people will know. We will continue to prepare print materials and update the fact sheet that you have. We'll do email blasts, text messaging, social media, etc., to make sure the word gets out. In September, we'll be doing, we have already begun meeting with NPU chairs, meeting with NPU executive boards, meeting with the general body of the NPUs, and we'll continue that in October and November. We'll also do some neighborhood visioning sessions and some planning sessions, if you will. This was based on, this came from a request to help actually facilitate these conversations among the neighborhoods that are being moved into new NPUs. And, neighborhood meetings, I'm sorry, I almost forgot. The neighborhood meetings as well. We'll be attending any neighborhood meetings in the Southwest that ask us to attend those meetings, with the caveat that we do have a very, very small team. There are only 2 of us working on this project. 2 of us on my team are working on this project, so if one of the 2 of us is available, we will certainly attend, and if not, we will try to schedule another time to attend in that way. And I think that is it. I'm sure I'm leaving something out. Am I leaving something in particular? Okay, good. I thought I caught your eye. So I think that is it. I know that there are going to be a ton of questions. I will say this because I know people are wondering. I have had over 30 as of today. And if I've talked to any of you this week, you know that number just keeps climbing and climbing. I've had over 30 meetings with community members, neighborhood leaders, etc. on this project. The folks in the Southwest are largely excited. There are a lot of people, and please make no mistake, there are definitely people that are not excited. There are people that are concerned, that are, for one reason or another, are just not looking forward to this type of change. But there are so many that are excited about it. And I can say that the majority of the either negative feedback or kind of, I don't know about this, I don't like this, blah, blah, etc. Most of that is coming from folks outside of the Southwest, but the people in the Southwest are largely supportive with conditions, which I'm grateful for, and we are. And those of you that have proposed some of those conditions or asked for some flexibility here and there are aware that we are doing everything that we can to meet every condition that has been proposed by the various neighborhood leaders and neighborhood presidents and NPU chairs. But for the most part, people are supportive and just want to see a few conditions here and there to lend their full support.